Hello, friends and followers. So 2024 was the first year that I skipped a flu shot, and what a mistake that was. So I went and, well, I'm regretting not getting a flu shot. Anyway, I've had the flu twice. I picked up the flu over Christmas break or food poisoning or something. And then I've had this second flu, which began about 7 days ago, January 11 or 12, around there. And I've missed time off of work and it's been bad. So this is the first day, Saturday, January 18, that I've even felt like doing anything. So I promised my friend David, you hear my voice is all screwed up. I promised my friend David I would make him a cable, and what this cable does is it converts, it allows a Heathkit HP23A power supply to power a Collin's, and what did he buy? A 52S1 or something like that, a Collin's transmitter. Anyway, what I did was I just looked at the power supply for the Collins, and here it is. So I was able to really draw out what those pins. So the Collins power supply has a cable that comes out and plugs into the back of the Collins transmitter. That's how it works. The HP23 has a cable that has one end that plugs into the HP23 power supply, and that cable pinout looks like this. So I made a diagram, which first of all is a crisscross diagram, and it simply shows, and this is simply, child's play. It's match the numbers, match the voltages. So we simply will match all this stuff up. And so out of the HP23 power supply, HP23A power supply, we have these pins which match these pins on the screen. So I simply wrote those down and what their functions are, and then mated those up with what the output or input to the Collins, what does he have? 52S1, 53S1, something S1, 53S1. It might be an S52 or something, I don't know. Anyway, the transmitters pretty much take everything the same, I think, from that 11-pin octo on the Collins transmitters. So I simply matched up all these things. So let's go through these. So fixed bias, the Collins wants a variable bias. So fixed bias, pin 1, we don't use that. Okay, Filament COMMon. If you look at how the filaments are on this thing, you have a Filament COMMon wire, which is what, this one here, I think. Yeah, so you ground that one because it expects one end grounded, and then the 6.3 filament you can use for the Collins. All right, so that wire is grounded, so I had to put a jumper in between here and here. And if you look at the cable, you can see that little black wire there. That's the jumper I put in. All right, and then and I assigned them all colors, of course. And this wire kit I got, David bought it, but I advised him to buy it for me. And there's a guy in North Carolina that sells these, and it's quite handy. He's on eBay. So he'll sell you, I guess it's about 40 bucks. You'll get two 11-pin plugs, male and female, and some nice little, little booties to put on them, and covers. So it's a great kit he has. Anyway, so David is trying to avoid paying the eBay scalpers, 600 bucks for a power supply. And I don't blame the guy. He has a couple of these HP23As and Bs. So I picked the HP23A just because I know it has the variable bias on it. So let's go with that. So anyway, yeah, so we ground the Filament COMMon, and this is the ground. So we put a jumper in there. This pin here, pin 3, is the 275 volts B+, and so we just simply jump that here to pin 1, 275 volts, and back of the Collins transmitter. And the next pin on the Power supply is at 820 volts. That gets serious for the finals, and we jump that to pin 2 here on the Collins. And then pin 5 is not used. Pin 6, 12 volt filament. We don't need that because we're not using 12 volts. Pin 7 is a ground. If we carry that over here, it'll go to FILiment COMMon. So that ground wire then, that's got to connect to the radio through the black wire. So there's 2 thick wires in my cable, a black wire and a white wire. The black wire is what I'm using for ground, and that's going here to pin 3. So this part I haven't made yet. This part is to be done. This part is done. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, and I hope this is useful to people. Okay, so then 6 volt filament is pin 8 on the HP23A, and I used the white wire for that. The white wire, because it's a thick wire, at least in my kit here, and that goes to pins 8 and 9 on the Collin side, and those are jumped together as per the Collins schematic. And then the 2 switched wires, so you have a AC switch on the Collins transmitter, which will turn the power supply on and off. That stuff goes on pins 9 and 10 on the Heathkit side. And the AC COMMon on the Collin side is going to be what? It's going to be pin 7 and pin 5 and 7. This one we don't use. Okay, what's that leave? That leaves the bias. So this bias is going to be adjustable on the HP power supply side. You would turn this for 40 to 60. The Collins ones, I think 65 to 80. So this may not work for my friend. He may have to go into the power supply and fiddle with this and increase the resistor to get this thing up. It just depends. So we'll see how that works out for him. But that's about it. That's how this is all done. And so yeah, it's kind of helter-skelter. So here's the actual wiring diagram I made from this was carried over to here to make a build list. And so here I just assigned them all a color, and I've just checked them off and carried them over as they were built. So this is on the HP23A side, and this side will be the side that goes to the Collins. This side isn't built yet. So, yep, I did build this side out, and you'll see that it looks just like this. Not that this is so pretty or you can tell anything from this, but that's how it all works out. So this plugs into the HP23A. I still gotta build this side, and then I'll send it off to David. So that's the story. Morning glory. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.